Hi team, Lisa here. Thought I'd jump on my camera and do a video just to explain a few movements that you can do just to get yourselves moving a little bit more mobile. Primarily we usually use zoo classes to really get the heart rate sort of sky high, gets burning some calories and to really increase your body weight strength. However, a lot of the moves and most of the moves that we use are really to help with your mobility, so it doesn't mean that you have to do these exercises as fast as possible and really get yourself sweating. They can be used just to sort of stretch the muscles and just keep yourself that little bit more mobile during these times, especially if you're unable to sort of get out and don't have a garden and that sort of thing. So I thought I'd just go through them now. Hope you like it. So the first move that I'm going to show you is a bear crawl. The bear crawl is sort of, it takes you back to the childhood, so crawling on all fours. It really does get all muscle groups working simultaneously together, so you start to feel it in your shoulders, feel it in your core and also in your quads. It's just to start moving those muscles, all those little muscles that you wouldn't think to use during the day, just to get your muscles just warmed up a little bit. So I'll just show you that quickly. It's very simple. So you're going to be on your hands and knees, and from there you're going to move those hips and come forwards and then reverse it back. Come forwards and reverse it back. Nice and easy. So I would repeat this probably for about 30 seconds, nice and slow, not to go as fast as possible, just to get your shoulders and your hips moving and to engage your core and those quad muscles. Next exercise I'm going to show you to do is a frog, and this is one of the main movements that we do in zoo, and it's really important and really helpful in terms of opening up your hips, stretching out your lower back. It's also been very useful for me in particular in terms of making sure that my squat in general is a lot lower than it used to be from doing frogs quite often. So what you want to do is you have your feet where you feel comfortable. You're going to tuck those elbows in to your knees. From there, you're going to bring your hands together, press them together there, and you're going to straighten those legs. Bum comes up, eyes to the floor, and on that. And then when you're going to come back down, you're going to look forwards, and you're really pushing those elbows into those in the sides of your knees there. You should feel a real stretch in the groin area and also in your hips. You want to keep that chest as high as possible, straighten the legs. You should feel a stretch in your hamstrings, and then lower down. So again, this doesn't have to be something that you do really fast. It is really just about stretching out those hips. If you want to as well, you can do a little wiggle there just to really feel that stretch. From there, drive up and back down like so. So I'll just show you from the side. Again, come down to where you feel like it's comfortable. From there, drive up and really sit into it. Really feel those muscles stretching. Just hold it there if you need to. It's important to add as well that everyone's mobility is at a different point to each other. So if you feel like your toes are coming off the floor, I would say take your legs a little bit further out. And also if you feel that that's a bit of a struggle and your ankles are coming up still, I would turn those toes out slightly as well, just so you can sit there comfortably. There's nothing worse than feeling like you can't get that range and then your heels are coming off. And equally, if you're still struggling with those toes coming out, what you can do is just make sure the range is to where you feel you can do it. So if your range is here, no problem. Straighten those legs and just bring it to where you feel the most comfortable. You just don't want to push it. Okay, and the last one I'm going to show you is something called a half Hindu. This really opens up the lower back, opens up your chest, and you should feel it in the upper back as well. So there's two different variations. One's just regressed, and then you can move into half Hindu. So I'll show you the regressed version first, which is a hip swing. A lot of the time we would do this in a warm-up of a zoo class just to get yourselves moving and really opening up that chest and working that lower back. So for a hip swing, what you want to do, I always say that it's almost like being in a downward dog position, but with your legs apart, bums up in the air. From there, you're going to, on your toes, just keeping on the toes, bring the hips to the floor and look up. You should really feel it in the lower back, stretching out. and then drive it back. Use that core, push back from there, come all the way through. From there, push back again, use those shoulders all the way through, like so. So to regress it from there, you would do what's called now a half Hindu. The only difference is that you're bending those elbows and you're tucking your shoulders right into your sides when you're doing so, okay? So that will look like this. So you're going to push back, tuck the elbows all the way in, drive through, hips to the floor, chest up, looking up to the ceiling. Push back, elbows in, all the way up, looking up. Drive it back, elbows in, hips through. So with doing a half Hindu, you're really starting to actually use those muscles, really thinking about keeping nice and tense, and just start to feel that burn that little bit more. So just to recap, I've just gone through bear crawl into reverse bear crawl, a frog, and also a half Hindu, and the regress version, which is just those hip swings. It's important to understand that these exercises aren't just to work really hard and get your heart rate up and to sort of make you sweat. They are also there to really help with your mobility, especially if you're sat down a lot of the time during the day. It can really help to do those sort of exercises. So hope to see you all soon and hope it was helpful. Thanks.